Hi, I'm James Williams, and this is Men's Matters.
They are the most dishonest people in the world. The media.
The most dishonest people in the world. That's what Donald Trump calls the media. To illustrate this, I'd like you to watch some very deceitful presentation by a TV presenter called Peter Dobby, who's renowned for working for the BBC, and how he tried to deceitfully catch out Pegida's Tommy Robinson. Now, Tommy Robinson is the coordinator of a group called PegidaUK. It stands for Patriotic Europeans Against Islamisation of the West. It's a German-founded organisation and was created in October 2014, so it's not been going very long. Dobby is known as a BBC presenter, but when you look at the screen, there are no BBC logos on display. In fact, the captions that are running at the bottom of the screen are used by Al Jazeera. Considering there were also two stooges who were opposing Tommy Robinson's point of view, he had 3 against 1 in that studio. So it seems that the BBC are running a joint operation, an agenda-driven operation, to try to embarrass Tommy Robinson.
I'm sitting here in a studio in Doha. We are in Qatar. We are arguably in the heart of the Middle East. Therefore, we are in the heart of Islam. Let me just read something to you from the Holy Book, and I want you to react to that, okay? And you can't see me, but I've got a copy of the Quran in front of me. There are parts of a Holy Book that talk about people being persecuted and killed. There are parts of a Holy Book that talk about people all over the world being killed because you are my followers. Another quote from one of the Holy Books in this part of the world talks about people being stoned to death with stones until they die. Another part of a Holy Book that one can read in this part of the world talks about utterly destroying your enemies, spare them not, but slay both man and woman. When you hear those quotes, what do you think that speaks to?
I'd ask you why you're reading the Old Testament to me.
You've had that before, haven't you?
Simple question.
So,
no, it's a simple question. I'm not stupid. You're sitting quoting verses from the Old Testament, thinking that I'm a moron that would think that's from the Quran. I know the Old Testament and I know the Quran. Can I ask you a question? Have you read the Quran?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah? So
in English, not in Arabic, but in English.
In English. Are you free, sitting where you are in Doha, to criticise the Prophet Muhammad? Are you free to do that?
Yes, I am. I have had intelligent conversations with my Islamic colleagues on the very same subject.
Can someone in Qatar leave Islam?
Yes.
Is apostasy punishable?
You don't have to be Islamic to be in Qatar. You can leave the country, you can come into the country if you are Jewish.
A Muslim cannot leave Islam. It's punishable in Qatar. The country that you're talking to me from, the country whose tower I'm sitting in, the country that funds radicalisation worldwide, the country that supports Hamas, and you're sitting there trying to take some moral high ground about issues in the world that relate to Islamic extremism, when the country and the people who are paying your wage are propagating that extremism worldwide. I've come into this building and just had to go through an airport-style scanner, and when I asked why, they said because of the Paris attacks.
Tommy, I do have to move the debate on because I do have to move the debate on. Yes, of course I do, because otherwise you and I will end up having...
You don't like what you're hearing.
Now, when Tommy Robinson sees through this deception, see how Dobby slips away and slides away from any discussion. He's more slippery than any snake or politician. Now, I'm not associated with Pegida or Tommy Robinson, but I have been studying him of late, considering he's been called everything under the sun, from a complete racist and fascist to all sorts of unmentionable words. And I have found nothing racist in what he says, in spite of the media's attempt to demonise him in that way. Recently, Tommy Robinson was completely exonerated of assault charges by a British court. There was no reporting of this in the mainstream media. The media choose to call Pegida a far-right group. But why? What does it mean to be right-wing? Is it just a label used on those that they decide they don't approve of? No one explains what it is to be right-wing. As Donald Trump has proclaimed,
They are the most dishonest people in the world. The media, they are the worst. These are not stupid people, but they're very dishonest people.